Welcome, high-value men. Have you ever found yourself running out of things to say during a conversation with a woman? Or worse, you're the one bringing fresh topics, yet she still seems disinterested? It feels like you're trying too hard, while she effortlessly revisits old stories with her friends and keeps the vibe alive. Here's the catch. Women have a unique way of keeping conversations engaging, even when they repeat the same stories. And today, we're diving into that secret. I'll show you 5 powerful ways to ensure your conversations with women are anything but boring. Let's make every word count. Here's a truth many men overlook. Conversations aren't just about newness. They're about connection. You might think having 100 fresh topics will impress her, but it often falls flat. Why? Because most men fail to make these topics resonate emotionally. Meanwhile, women have an uncanny ability to revisit the same stories, yet their friends still laugh, cry, or react as if it's the first time they've heard it. This isn't magic. It's a skill. They focus on the emotional core of the story, not just the content. So, if you've ever felt like your conversations with women lack spark, it's not because you're boring. It's because you're focusing on the wrong elements. The good news? You can fix this by learning 5 key techniques that women naturally use to keep conversations engaging. Let's dive into them. Number 1. Revisit shared memories with a twist. Here's a truth women intuitively understand. The same story can feel fresh, exciting, and even deeper when told from a different angle. It's not about the story itself, it's about how it makes her feel. Men often think that repeating the same story is boring, but in reality, it's a powerful tool if you know how to use it. Take this example. Imagine you and her had a moment during a road trip where your car ran out of gas. The first time you bring it up, it might sound like this. Remember that time we ran out of gas on the highway? We had to push the car all the way to the gas station. That was crazy. It's funny the first time, but what if you stop there? It risks becoming just another story in the pile of memories. Women, however, don't stop. They revisit the same event and breathe new life into it. On another day, you might say, "You know, I've been thinking about that trip. I can't believe how calm you were while I was panicking about finding a gas station. You were like my co-pilot in chaos." Suddenly, the same story shifts. Now it's about how she handled the situation, making her feel recognized and appreciated. Later, you could add a playful twist. "By the way, do you know what I did with that old car? Sold it last week. I swear, the guy buying it didn't know it came with so much history. Maybe I should have warned him about its habit of running out of gas." Each time you revisit the story, you highlight different emotions: humor, teamwork, nostalgia. You're showing her that the moment wasn't just about the event, but about the experience you shared together. Women love this because it's not about creating endless new topics. It's about creating depth in the moments you already share. It's why they can laugh with their friends about the same inside joke for years. So here's your takeaway. Start seeing your shared memories as a goldmine. Each one can be retold with a new perspective, a new detail, or a playful exaggeration. Not only will it make her smile, but it also reinforces the bond between you. When you revisit a moment and make it feel alive again, you're telling her something important. That memory mattered to me because it involved you. Number 2. Add humor, but keep it light. Humor is one of the quickest ways to make a woman feel comfortable around you. But there's a fine line between being funny and overdoing it. The truth is, women don't want a stand-up comedian. They want someone who can make them smile without trying too hard. Let's face it, too many men either take humor too far or avoid it altogether. On one end, there's the guy who cracks inappropriate jokes, making the vibe awkward. On the other end, there's the ultra-serious guy who treats every conversation like a business meeting. Neither approach works. What women truly appreciate is light, playful teasing, a sense of humor that feels effortless and natural. Imagine this. She casually mentions she's 35 years old. Instead of just nodding and moving on, you could say something like, "35? Come on, I don't believe that. You're clearly using some secret anti-aging serum you're not telling me about." This kind of humor works because it's playful, not mean-spirited. It shows you're paying attention to what she says while keeping the tone light and fun. But here's the catch. You need to read the room. If she's laughing and playing along, you can keep the humor going. Maybe add something like, "Wait, are you really 35? Or are you just testing me to see if I'll believe anything you say?" However, if she seems uncomfortable or unresponsive, dial it back. Humor should enhance the conversation, not derail it. A high-value man knows when to push the joke and when to stop. Another great way to use humor is through shared moments. For example, let's say you're teasing her about a clumsy moment she had. "Remember when you spilled coffee all over your desk? I thought you were starting an art project with caffeine." These little moments of humor create inside jokes that strengthen your connection. At the same time, avoid being too self-deprecating. While a little humility can be charming, making yourself the punchline of every joke can backfire. Confidence is key, and humor should highlight that. So here's the formula. Keep it light, keep it playful, and keep it about connection. When you can make her laugh without trying too hard, you're showing her that you're confident, easygoing, and fun to be around. And let's be honest, what woman wouldn't want that? Number 3, share about yourself confidently. One of the most common mistakes men make in conversations with women is playing it too safe. They keep the spotlight entirely on her, asking endless questions but never revealing much about themselves. While it's important to show interest, a one-sided interrogation can feel robotic and uninspiring. Here's the thing. Women are naturally curious about the men they spend time with. If you don't open up, she's left wondering if you're hiding something or simply boring. A high-value man knows how to balance the conversation by sharing parts of himself that spark intrigue and connection. For example, instead of simply asking, "What's your favorite travel destination?" you could share one of your own experiences first. "I'll never forget the time I went to Italy. The food, the culture, it was incredible. But there was this one moment where I accidentally ordered a dish thinking it was pasta, and it turned out to be fried octopus." Have you ever had one of those unexpected adventures while traveling? By sharing a personal story, you invite her into your world while subtly encouraging her to share her own experiences. It also demonstrates confidence. You're not afraid to reveal who you are and what you've been through. But what if you feel like your life isn't exciting enough to talk about? Here's the truth. It's not about the grandness of your stories, but how you tell them. You could talk about something as simple as your morning coffee routine, but with the right touch of humor or insight, it becomes engaging. Every morning, I have this little ritual where I grind my own coffee beans and pretend I'm some kind of barista. One time, I got so into it that I spilled coffee grounds all over the kitchen. That was the moment I realized I might not be as cool as I thought. Sharing like this makes you relatable, genuine, and approachable. It's also an opportunity to showcase your values, interests, and personality in a way that she can connect with. The key is to be authentic. Don't embellish your stories to impress her. That's not confidence, it's desperation. Instead, focus on being proud of who you are and where you've been. When you speak from a place of self-assurance, women naturally find you more attractive. At the end of the day, conversations aren't just about asking the right questions. They're about offering a glimpse into your world. When you share about yourself confidently, you're saying, "Here's who I am. Take a look and decide if I'm someone you'd like to know more about." Number 4, focus on topics she's naturally drawn to. Here's a common pitfall for men: bringing up topics they're passionate about, like sports stats, tech innovations, or economic theories, without considering if she's genuinely interested. While these subjects might light up your eyes, they can often cause hers to glaze over. The truth is, women tend to gravitate toward topics that feel relatable, emotionally engaging, and conversational. If you want to keep her intrigued, focus on subjects that resonate with her world. For instance, instead of diving into the intricacies of cryptocurrency, try exploring the dynamics of relationships or unique perspectives on life. Let's say you're talking about relationships. A simple statement like this can spark a deeper conversation. "You know, I've always been fascinated by how men and women approach love so differently. Have you noticed how guys tend to think about solutions, while women often focus on emotions? It's like we're speaking two different languages." This works because it's thought-provoking and invites her to share her opinion. Women love discussing topics that allow them to express themselves. especially when it feels like you value their perspective. Another winning topic? Personal growth and self-improvement. Sharing your own experiences or asking for her take on personal challenges can create a genuine connection. For example, I've been working on being more patient lately. It's something I realized I struggled with during work meetings. Have you ever had to tackle something about yourself that you weren't happy with? This kind of openness not only keeps the conversation flowing, but also shows her that you're self-aware and interested in growth, qualities that high-value men exude. But here's an important tip. Don't just stick to safe topics like relationships or personal growth. Once she's engaged, you can guide the conversation toward deeper, more meaningful discussions. Women often enjoy talking about emotions, hidden dreams, or even funny, embarrassing stories from their past. For example, what's one thing you've always wanted to try but never had the chance to? This question opens the door for her to share something personal, and it gives you the chance to learn more about her on a deeper level. Avoid topics that feel overly dry or polarizing, like hardcore politics or overly technical details about your hobbies. Instead, focus on the human element within any topic. For example, if you're into cars, don't just talk about horsepower. Share why you fell in love with driving or the nostalgia of your first road trip. By steering the conversation toward subjects that she enjoys, you're showing that you're attentive, thoughtful, and capable of connecting on an emotional level. And that, my friend, is how you turn an ordinary chat into something unforgettable. Number 5. Lead her with curiosity. If there's one thing women can't resist in a conversation, it's curiosity. Not the kind where you bombard her with rapid-fire questions, but the kind where you leave just enough mystery to make her want to know more. High-value men understand that sometimes, the less you say up front, the more captivating you become. Instead of spilling all the details of your stories right away, try holding back a key piece of information. This subtle move not only keeps the conversation alive, but also encourages her to engage. For example, I had the wildest weekend last month. It started with me missing my flight, but let me tell you, it turned into one of the most unforgettable trips of my life. Here's what happens. Her curiosity kicks in. She's likely to ask, "What happened next?" Or, "How did missing your flight turn into a great trip?" And just like that, you've created a two-way conversation that keeps her invested. Another example. There's this thing I've always wanted to do, but I haven't told anyone about it yet. It's a little out there, but I might finally give it a shot soon. Notice how you're inviting her to lean in, to ask questions, to get involved. This isn't just about sharing a story. It's about creating a sense of anticipation and drawing her into your world. Curiosity isn't just about storytelling. It's also about how you frame your questions. Instead of asking something generic like, "What do you do for fun?" try something more intriguing. If you had an entire weekend to yourself with no responsibilities, what's the one thing you'd absolutely love to do? This not only makes her think, but also makes her feel like you're genuinely interested in her unique perspective. Here's another key to leading with curiosity. Don't always give away the answer to her questions immediately. For instance, if she asks, "What do you do for work?" instead of saying, "I'm in marketing," you could reply with something playful. Let's just say I spend my days convincing people to see things my way. Take a guess, and I'll tell you if you're close. By turning a simple response into an engaging moment, you keep the conversation lively and fun. At its core, leading with curiosity shows that you're confident and in control of the flow of the conversation. You're not desperate to prove yourself by saying everything at once. You're building intrigue, bit by bit. And in doing so, you create a dynamic where she's eager to learn more about you, making the interaction not just memorable, but magnetic. Conversations are the foundation of any meaningful connection, and mastering them is a skill that sets high-value men apart. It's not about dazzling her with endless topics or trying too hard to impress. Instead, it's about creating moments of connection, revisiting shared memories with a twist, using light humor to make her smile, sharing your own stories with confidence, focusing on topics she loves, and leading with curiosity to keep her engaged. When you apply these techniques, you're not just talking, you're building a bridge of understanding and trust. Women don't just remember the words you say, they remember how you make them feel. So, make every conversation count by being authentic, attentive, and intriguing. If this resonated with you, remember that every high-value man is built on continuous growth. Keep learning, keep improving, and you'll not only master the art of conversation, but also strengthen every relationship in your life. Now let's hear from you. What's your go-to strategy for keeping conversations engaging? Share it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic insights to elevate your interactions. Until next time, stay confident and stay grounded.